All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. We are back on the fantastic hip hop channel, which I'll leave in the description for you guys to check out more. Why all of hip hop just turned on Drake for good. We'll see. Uh, I did a video on the Tessa uh Tell's channel where you had what's her name, Camila, that has 2 songs with Drake. So which new rapper or which rapper is gonna be next to have Drake feature? We'll see. Cause saying that all hip hop turned on him for good, we'll see. Shout out to all the good humans, man. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Now, with everything that's been going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, aside from their own personal differences, the diss tracks they have released, and what this back and forth means for the entirety of hip hop, one of the most eye-opening aspects of this whole feud that is going to change the way both of their careers move forward is how they are judged through the eyes of their peers. And after Kendrick Lamar's Pop Out concert and his Not Like Us video shoot, seeing the entire West Coast, from Tyler the Creator to Dr. Dre, stand alongside Kendrick and support what he is doing at the moment, to even other artists in the crowd like Rick Ross or even The Weeknd and SZA. It looks like when it comes to the biggest artists in music, what feels like everyone has done nothing but support Kendrick Lamar and champion what he is doing at the moment, but when it comes to Drake, it seems like every time he looks back in his corner,
I'm sorry that you got sidetracked by them damn boots. What in the shit was those? Boy.
what feels like everyone has done nothing but support Kendrick Lamar and champion what he is doing at the moment, but when it comes to Drake, it seems like every time he looks back in his corner, there are just less and less rappers standing beside him. And while this may seem insane that artists no longer want to work with or even be associated with the OVO rapper in any way, shape, or form, when you understand why this is, you may just agree with them. Now, while Drake has been under the most scrutiny of his entire career at this very moment in time, the problems he has had growing in hip-hop with other rappers have been building for a while, and this is because as his career has went on and his fame has grew to more astounding levels, he has went against some of the most coveted principles in hip-hop, and not in a way that pushed the art form forward and helped create a better future for the genre, but actually in a way that did quite the opposite. Now, what I am referring to by this is really the way Drake's entire demeanor changed towards the late 2010s, as he went from the guy who was making music that, while extremely popular and accessible, did still have a lot of integrity, passion, and identity behind it, to just somebody who threw out this care and respect for his craft and only began to make decisions based on what could help his project sell the most copies and rack up the most streaming numbers. Now, you can see this very clearly reflected in just how the length in Drake's albums increased from something like Nothing Was the Same in 2013, which his standard version had 13 songs, to something like Scorpion, which had a whopping 25 tracks in 2018. And it's not just that Drake was making his albums longer and letting the quality go down as a sheer result of letting these projects run for too much time. But looking deeper into this, what has really turned so many of the greatest creative minds in rap against him is what he has done to not just make these albums so extended, but by the very method he has puppeteered in order to make some of his biggest charting hits throughout the entirety of this era in his career, which spans all the way to this very day. Now, when we go through Drake's catalog, ever since the quality of his music started to decline rapidly, despite all the number ones he has made and all of the viral moments every single one of his projects gives us, when you look beyond all the hype and noise, there is no musical identity Drake has anymore. And while most of the best rappers never get put inside of a box anyway because of their brilliance and ability to break down barrier after barrier, with Drake, this lack of a real musical label at this point is because of something much different. Now, with most other rappers that are near or on Drake's level, they'll try to expand their artistry and find a new wave to not just grow their music through, but also to push themselves forward as an individual. But with the way Drake creates music, he does not do this same type of reflection, and instead, he spends his time searching for what waves other artists are making and then determines which sounds he should attach his brand to help push himself forward.
Yeah.
Now, this is why Drake is always running to work with young and buzzing artists, whether it was somebody like Lil Baby or even the Migos back then, or even artists now like Lil Yachty, Yeat, and Tizo Touchdown. Because Drake knows that by teaming up with artists like
Boy, that's some hell of a names, boy. I don't know the backstory of how these names be created, but boy, these rap names be something else, man. That brother said Yeet, Baby, and Sheesh.
Who were able to create waves that turn the tides in music, it will supplement for the creativity that he does not have. This is also why Drake has been able to release a new project in every single year for almost a decade at this point, because without having to rethink how he wants to approach the sound of an album like a Travis Scott does, or without thinking about how to continue his personal story like Kendrick Lamar has had to. Drake can just run right off the merits of other artists' visions, and while this has kept Drake relevant year after year as he is always jumping on buzzing trends, this is also what's turned almost every single artist he has ever worked with into his enemy. Now, to take a look back in time with some of the artists Drake has major beef with right now, Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, and A$AP Rocky have all once been very close to Drake in years past, and Drake's relationships with all of these names was not just a typical industry friendship, but what Drake did when working with these names was strategically take something from them to try to inherit into his own identity going forward. Now, whether this was the cold and somber melodic style of The Weeknd's that was used throughout so much of Take Care to make that album the landmark that it became, or was the swagger of A$AP Rocky which made Drake way more comfortable when it came to approaching club records, or the bravado and stature of a Rick Ross which made Drake feel like he could rap like somebody who is a lot more feared than he actually is, or just the general grip on Atlanta and the entirety of hip-hop culture.
That right there is key. Make him rap, like make him to be feared. Yeah, see, Kendrick, he said, keep making the music that make us, make me wave my hands. I don't like Drake when he's, tough. Because people can, a real person who's been through some stuff, like I said before, is going to see right through that. And then it just become like, I hate saying this word. Oh, I hate saying, but it becomes cringy. It does. Cringe is a cringe word, But yeah, that right there sums it up.
Or the bravado and stature of a Rick Ross which made Drake feel like he could rap like somebody who is a lot more feared than he actually is.
Yeah.
Or just the general grip on Atlanta and the entirety of hip-hop culture that Future had that pretty much Drake tried to mirror. When we look at all of the biggest artists who have turned on Drake, one of the main reasons these guys don't like him anymore is because they are on the other side of where all of the younger artists around him are at in the current day, and they have seen that a working relationship with him, despite what people will say, and always praise him for putting artists on and giving them their biggest hit songs. At the end of the day, is just as beneficial to Drake because by doing just about anything with him, artists are charging the battery that he can't charge himself, which for all intensive purposes is keeping his career in power and just tricking the public into thinking that he is this versatile music wizard, which after doing a little research you can see that this is just a sheer and utter lie. Now, between the shallow way Drake creates music and the way that he has morphed the art of album making into this sort of cheap commercial ploy that's meant to be a sensational piece of content that will engage the masses instead of actually resonating with people on any sort of a deep level, which at the end of the day is what the goal of all great music is on some level. As this type of album building method has caused Drake to always sneak diss all of these names who have distanced themselves from him, and as a result have stirred the pot and are really the reason why any of this happened to Drake in the first place. All in all, between this loss of genuine artistry and the way that Drake has attacked and taunted hip-hop legends and icons within the culture, whether it's Pharrell Williams, who despite being one of the most beloved and respected people in the entire music industry, Drake has taunted over and over again, or of course, Tupac, whose jewelry he holds up like a trophy, and whose legacy he plays around with like a prop, which the entire world saw on the extremely distasteful Tailor-Made freestyle. When you put all this together, it's this loss of any genuine care and respect for the lineage of the genre he profits off that has soiled Drake's image to so many other rappers and has made him one of the most hated men in hip-hop today, and maybe Drake would not be as disrespected as he is today if he didn't always make it so easy for his appearance to just be made fun of, and this is why today's video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global men's lifestyle brand that's disrupting the beard market. Now, if you're like me, it's probably time to throw away that old bulky beard trimmer that you've been using for years that has dull blades, useless guard attachments, and a bulky power cord, and it's time to upgrade to the Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit and level up your beard game. Now, I'm excited to be one of the first to take a sneak peek at the Beard Hedger by Manscaped, and let's check it out. Now, no matter what type of shave you prefer, you can choose from 20 different hair cutting lengths with the zoom wheel that uses only one guard, and this beard trimmer is waterproof, cordless, and rechargeable, so you can trim in the shower to save time and create less mess. Manscaped also created dermatologist-tested beard care products to help you grow and nourish a great beard, as you can style the perfect beard with their beard balm that smells amazing with a fresh blend of eucalyptus, rosemary, and lavender essential oils. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit includes the beard hedger, beard conditioner, beard oil, beard balm, a travel case, and making all of it better, a free gift. So whether you're starting your beard journey or looking to upgrade from your current routine, Manscaped is here to help you grow that perfect beard. So go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free shipping when you use promo code FANTASTIC at checkout. That's 20% off plus free international shipping with promo code FANTASTIC at manscaped.com. And now, let's get back to the video. So now on the other side of this coin, when it comes to why rappers don't just respect but love Kendrick Lamar, it's because he's everything that Drake isn't. Now, where Drake does everything to appeal to as many people as possible, Kendrick Lamar only does everything to impress one person, himself, and ironically, this has garnered him the most respect, as in a world where it seems like more musical grifters have chased the type of short-term success that Drake has been dominating through, Kendrick has served as a breath of fresh air in the music world, as he has stood in the face of everything wrong in the industry and has redefined just how authentic and cutting-edge a superstar can still be in hip-hop. Now, whether this is because of his studio albums,
And it's crazy too, because a lot of these labels would be against that. They don't want you exposing the industry, how it could be. It gets really deep. It gets really deep, really dark. But like when you're an industry plant, when you are put in position to succeed, it's going to take someone like Kendrick to call you out, to knock you down. Drake has been so high up on that pedestal, man. And now, an artist like Kendrick to say what he said, now people are finally waking up. But we'll see. I just want to see if somebody's going to collab with him.
Have all changed the status quo within their own way, as Kendrick has redefined how rappers can express themselves as a whole and expanded on how well thought out, lyrically profound, and musically dynamic concept albums can be, and with every single one of his records giving him more and more respect in the rap world, as he hasn't just inspired artists to show out with their best works possible, but he has also collaborated with creatives from so many different eras and of all sizes throughout his career to not benefit from their style in a manner where he is biting off them and using their creativity as a crutch for the lack of his own, but instead, every time Kendrick teams up with another musician, he's given them a platform to show off what makes them special and infuse their signature skills into whatever body of work he is making and whatever story he is trying to convey. Now, because Kendrick's collaborative ability has directly resulted in rappers releasing some of the best feature verses of the entire 2010s, he has been known as one of the best artists to work with in the entire industry, no matter who he is in the studio with, because he doesn't just take an artist's worth and try to work with them just so he can take what they're doing and be the one to receive applause from it. But he genuinely understands the worth of every creative he crosses paths with, and will team up with somebody to make genuinely great art that will change both of their lives and the people listening to it. And now, aside from having all of this respect and goodwill within the hip-hop community for all these years, Kendrick has taken everything to the next level, and he's managed to become even more loved than ever when he took this respect and the superstar status he has attained, and in the most recent chapter of his career, has just went head-on in an all-out beef with Drake. Now, for calling out Drake with the force that pretty much no other rapper ever could, on top of being respected for his musical greatness, Kendrick has now been able to put Drake in his place after years of what feels like exploiting hip-hop's worth and milking the genre like a cash cow, and just because of the sheer force Kendrick came at him with, and ended up humiliating Drake and sinking his reputation to this all-time low that he's at right now. The perfect blend of artistic integrity and authenticity, and now the fact that Kendrick was pretty much the voice of most other rappers, as he just told Drake that he can no longer get away with what he has been doing. It has cemented his place as one of the most loved rappers, period, and at the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar will always remain within these graces no matter what direction he goes in, because as a result of the way he so freely expresses himself in any way that he feels, especially right now in an industry where it feels like so many artists are just lying to themselves. This trait makes him stand out as a beacon of inspiration to all rappers new and old who are trying to innovate their craft and be the best artist they can be. And now by seeing Kendrick hand Drake the biggest L of his career and put him into a downfall that we are all witnessing right now, it looks like these sentiments will only reign stronger in the future. So all in all, when we look at why Team Drake looks like this, yet Kendrick Lamar has the entire genre supporting him and everything he has done in this beef, it all comes down to the fact that at the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar is a true creative that embodies everything hip-hop stands for and so much more on a scale that nobody comes close to. Meanwhile with Drake, at this point, he is just a flimsy brand who chases trend after trend and is desperate to amass the most streaming numbers possible. And as a result of this, as a result of using artists like stepping stones and taking their style and leaving them in the dust, and as a result of disrespecting hip-hop culture by flaunting legends' jewelry and items like trophies in such a distasteful way, rappers will forever despise Drake. So let me know, do you think the respect Kendrick Lamar and Drake get by their peers is justified? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and a huge thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video.
I just want to know who's going to be the first one. Comment below, you guys. Comment below, who do y'all think is going to be the first artist to jump on the track with Drake? I mean, you know that Camila chick got 2 songs with him. But who do y'all think, out of all the people he's done music with before in the past, who do you think go come back? Who do you think, like, really don't care about all this stuff about Drake? And it could be like, man, whatever. We back. Let's make some music. Because that's going to be the tell-all right there. But yeah, I do believe in some ways that it is over for him. But I still think there's a lot of lost people out there who will continue to support him enough for him to somewhat continue, if you know what I mean. But hey, appreciate you guys coming over. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.